schoolroom sign that I saw in the New York Times. The world is better because you are in it. I don't know what grade it was. I assume something like 5th grade. What a stupid message. Plus, it's not true. What has any 5th grader done to have made the world better because he or she is in it? Boy, again, as I pointed out, it's the opposite of the way many of us were raised.
Oh my gosh. Who hurt him? That was Dennis Prager making a lot of us question who listens to him on the radio. That voice is the equivalent of watching paint dry or hearing paint dry. If you didn't know, Dennis Prager is the front for a non-accredited, non-university named after himself. And as part of one of his fireside chats, he discussed this "is the world better because you're in it" thing, which shouldn't be a question, but he's definitely asking. Here's the video description. The self-esteem movement ushered in sentiments like this. But what are the consequences of heaping praise on children? Dennis argues that teaching children self-control is more important than self-esteem. No, self-esteem and self-control aren't like polar opposites of one another or something where you can have one or the other. There's no reason why children can't have and do both. 10 or 11-year-olds would need both. Suicide among young children is increasing. According to the American Academy of Child and Adolescent Psychiatry, children's thoughts about suicide and suicide attempts are often associated with depression. In addition to depression, other risk factors include bullying, feeling of hopelessness or helplessness, and acute loss or rejection, among others. Children and adolescents thinking about suicide may make openly suicidal statements or comments such as, "I wish I was dead," or "I won't be a problem for much longer." And fact is, suicide is much worse when it comes to middle-aged white men like Dennis Prager. Keep this in mind as I let him speak about part of his childhood.
My generation is not just me. We were praised like once in 5 years. I didn't live for my parents' praise. And, and if I got it, I assumed that I had done something, worthy of praise.
So, to answer my own question from earlier, all I needed to do to figure out who hurt Dennis Prager was to let him talk. Who he referenced at the end of that original clip. His father didn't give him self-esteem, a realistic respect for or favorable impression of oneself. Self-respect. Prager had to earn it, as opposed to kids being provided with it no matter what.
If my father had said to me, Dennis, the world is better because you are in it, I would have believed that even though he was never drunk, that he was actually drunk.
I mean, Prager has an elevated sense of himself now due to the Koch brothers funding all of this nonsense, but 5th graders, children, kids, students, adults, human people shouldn't have to do anything to prove their inherent worth. Heaping them with praise for merely existing in a time where Dennis Prager exists is dope. You're doing fine, sweetie. Here, someone who may have taught you biology has a message for you.
It took so much strangeness and striving and luck over billions of years to make you. You're not just exceptionally rare, you're exceptionally valuable. I think human consciousness and thought is overwhelmingly the most valuable resource in the history of our planet.
For Rebel HQ, I'm Jeff Wiggins. My architect knows Japanese. For more from the Young Turks, stay right here. To see additional content from yours truly, click on the Jeff Wiggins hashtag. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, We Gonna Be Alright. Thanks for watching.